The Selfish Path to Romance. Download Chapter 1 for free at drkenner.com and at amazon.com.
Naim?
That's right.
That's correct?
It's close enough.
Close. How do you pronounce it?
Naim.
Naim?
Yep.
Okay. And your question is what, Naim?
Okay. I had an episode and I'm hospitalized, and right now they're treating me for BPD.
Okay. That's borderline personality disorder. Yeah.
That's correct.
Right.
And I also believe I have schizophrenia, and they're treating me with Abilify.
Okay. Go ahead.
My therapist
Mm-hmm.
seems to want to focus more on the BPD rather than the schizophrenia. I do cut a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm just wondering if maybe, I should just confront her about it and say, look, maybe I should be focusing more on the schizophrenia because every time I cut, it's usually after a schizophrenic episode.
Okay, you want to give her whatever data that she can't read. If I were her client, she can't read my mind, and so it's very good that you share that information with her. And it's even good if you can share the very specific details of what thoughts you were having, and then why cutting is a consequence of some detached thoughts, right? Now, just with the borderline personality disorder, what do you know about it?
Oh, it just has to deal with my rage, and it stems from stuff that happened in my past.
Right. You've had it for a long time, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
How old are you now?
22.
22. And you've had it for a couple of years then, or how long would you say?
About 5 years, I would say. I haven't been diagnosed up until recently.
Yeah, so you had an episode where you got hospitalized.
Right.
And your question is, what should she be treating you for? And my suggestion would be either one of those. You want to learn what's ever in your power to control. You want to learn skills that can help you think more clearly and avoid the catastrophic thinking that would trigger you to self-mutilate, to cut, or you say that you're a cutter?
Yes.
Is that how you hurt yourself?
Yes.
Okay, and just for, in case you don't know, my guess is you know this very well, but what borderline personality is? Do you know what it refers to?
Hey, I got to interrupt this because we've got to pay some bills. 30 seconds, that's it. A very quick ad, and then Ellen will be back.
Romance. Ugh, I wish guys knew more about what we want from a relationship. Boy, I wish I knew more about what I want. Where's that ad I saw? Here it is. The Selfish Path to Romance. A serious romance guidebook. Download Chapter 1 for free at selfishromance.com and buy it at amazon.com. The Selfish Path to Romance. That is interesting.
In case you don't know, my guess is you know this very well, but what borderline personality is? Do you know what it refers to?
I'm not sure what you're asking.
Okay. Well, when you've had very rocky relationships throughout your life, you've had struggles and you don't have a firm idea of your own self-image.
Okay.
It's a scary place to be. I mean, all of us have had periods where we've had moments of self-doubt or periods of self-doubt. With borderline, it's like that's too much the norm in your life, and you want to be able to then your emotions are all over the place, right? When you don't know quite who you are, where you're going, what you want out of life, and how to relate to people. It just feels all a mess.
Yeah.
And you want the skills in each of those categories. You want to define your own goals. What do you love in life? Not what do your parents want for you? What do your teachers want for you? What do a partner? What does a partner want for you? You want to be able to figure out some rational goal. Obviously, not bank robber or something silly like that. Something self-destructive, but something rational that you would feel fulfilled doing as a career or a job. Are you in a job right now?
Yes. But what I really want to know, I understand all of that stuff.
Yeah.
But the part that really gets me is, I see people that are not there. Today, I was sleeping. I had a dream. I woke up, I had a dream that I cut my wrist with glass.
Yeah.
And I was awake, and my wrists were cut, and every wound that was on my body was bleeding. And I ran downstairs, and there were some friends there, and they said there's nothing there. But, I mean, I saw them. I have 2 apparitions, hallucinations, whatever you want to call them, that I see on a daily basis. One's a girl, one's a boy.
Mm-hmm.
When I see the boy in the back seat of my car, that's when I usually freak out and leads me to start cutting as my way out. How do I deal with that? How do I deal with those hallucinations?
Okay, you would want an alternative. For one thing, when you're having, you need planning in advance. If you just see them, it is a freaky experience. But when you can name, this is just a hallucination. What I want to recommend for you is cognitive therapy. Are you familiar with that? That's a dressed up word for thinking therapy.
Mm-hmm.
Are you familiar with that at all? It gives you a lot of good thinking skills, the therapy.
See, nobody's really gone into the schizophrenic part of this.
Okay. Well, there are cognitive therapists who specialize in schizophrenia. And so you could go to the website, either my website, drkenner.com, or you could go to academyofct.org. That's cognitive-therapy.org.
So you're thinking behavioral therapy?
And not behavioral, cognitive. Sometimes they call it cognitive behavioral therapy, but I want to get to the cognitions, your thoughts. Because if let's just say I had an operation and they gave me some drugs and I started to see an apparition just as a drug effect, or I started to hear voices that weren't there. If I knew to remind myself, that's not real, that's just the same old drug effect, then it settles my mind. I don't feel as highly anxious. Whereas if I think, oh my God, I'm never going to get rid of these thoughts or these apparitions, then they're more likely to come back. It's become an anxiety disorder on top of what you're dealing with. It's part of it's what drives you to cut. Because it's freaky, right?
Yeah, it's really freaky.
And you want skills in advance to be able to calm your mind down so you can deal with those types of situations more rationally, rather than looking at your only alternative as cutting. Cutting is not your only alternative action in that situation. In fact, it worsens the situation. It doesn't better it. So I would recommend going to that website, academyofct.org, talking to your doctor to see if she can get you into a cognitive therapy program. Okay? And share all the details with her so that she can work with you to really help you through this name. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much.
Oh, you're very welcome.
For more Dr. Kenner podcast, go to drkenner.com and please listen to this ad.
Here's an excerpt from The Selfish Path to Romance by clinical psychologist Dr. Ellen Kenner.
Your looks matter. They convey your attitude toward yourself. You can make 2 errors when it comes to your looks. You can believe that looks are everything and spend your life in front of a mirror trying to look just right. Or you can disregard or deliberately ignore your appearance, or even intentionally make yourself look unappealing. You are neither a body without a mind nor a mind without a body, but both of those errors say something about your evaluation of yourself. And potential partners don't fall in love with a mindless body or a disembodied mind. They fall in love with you, an integrated person with a body directed by your mind. How you take care of yourself and present yourself physically says a lot to a prospective romantic partner, as well as to a long-term partner.
You can download Chapter 1 for free at drkenner.com, and you can buy the book at amazon.com.